know, we can't think of this as the food section. We should think of it as a pharmacy. And we shouldn't think of eating healthy as something that should be a burden. It should be an opportunity to explore new tastes and to actually increase the variety of delicious foods that we experience. Typically, you might have to use 6 eggs to feed 2 or 3 people. But if you take a little bit of squash, dice it up, saute it, and cook it together with the eggs, all of a sudden, 3 eggs is enough to feed those same people, and you've increased the amount of green food and nutrients in the form of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, by adding one simple food to a food that you typically eat, just scrambled eggs. Scramble something into those eggs, and maybe you could double or triple the value of its nutrition. Another secret for people who like to drink coffee in the morning as a source of energy: do you know that scientific studies prove that 1 green apple and a few ounces of pure water is going to give you more energy for a longer period of time than a cup of black coffee? And without the negative side effects. You know that caffeine can't be good for you. The next time you're at the store, think of picking up a few grapefruits. Did you know that grapefruit increases the bioavailability of every nutrient in your body? And if you're taking medications, be careful, because grapefruit is actually proven to increase the rate at which medications enter the bloodstream. So talk to your doctor, and as long as it's okay, add grapefruit to your diet, and all of the nutrient-rich foods you eat will be that much better for you. Another really great breakfast alternative, and one that I love, is hot cereal. And one of my favorite hot cereals is whole grain oats. I like to use steel cut oats or rolled oats. And this one here has pieces of nut and other whole grains plus raisins. You cook this in hot water, or you could simply soak it for 3 to 4 hours in cold water, and it has the same exact effect without cooking it. So for those raw foodists out there, it's a great breakfast alternative. Another little secret for those of you who are looking for that extra boost of energy: did you know that adding sliced bananas into your whole grain cereal gives you another raw food added to your day? And the potassium that's in one banana could make your muscles contract, give you that extra energy that you need to make it through the toughest time of your day. So whole grains with slow burning carbohydrates with potassium for instant energy and endurance, that is a great way to start your day, and it's an alternative to the scrambled eggs and the bacon or even pancakes that most people are used to. Nature is nothing more than a prism for sunlight. Every color that we see that comes from nature has a specific healing energy called a phytochemical. Plums are one of the most powerful antioxidant foods that exists on Earth. Look at that deep red color. That signifies the presence of antioxidants, but most importantly, the presence of anti-inflammatory compounds that protect your heart, your brain, and your muscles and your joints from inflammation. And inflammation is tied to every single disease that exists. Another one of my anti-inflammatory superstars is pineapple. Pineapples contain papain and bromelain, enzymes that help break down protein and eliminate acids that build up in your body and lead to dozens of different diseases and conditions. A pineapple a day could definitely help keep the doctor away. You know, not all good foods come from above the ground or in the ocean. Look at these. They grow underground, and they contain unique compounds, sulfur compounds, that actually help your heart and are anti-inflammatory. They increase circulation. These are sulfur compounds, much like the sulfur springs that we soak in order to regain our health. That same sulfur is part of these. And if you heard of MSM, a nutritional supplement, that's nothing more than sulfur taken from foods just like this. So if you want to reduce pain in your body, to reduce swelling in your joints and ligaments, to gain greater mobility, and even lower your cholesterol and lose weight, I'm about to tell you one of my favorite recipes. This is a recipe that we use up at my retreat center, and when we feed this to people, they can't believe that they're eating something that's going to lower their cholesterol, boost their immunity, help them lose weight, and protect their heart, because it replaces sauce and it replaces gravy, which is typically the most fattening thing on your plate. You know what I'm talking about. That brown stuff that they pour over your meat or over your potatoes or even over your vegetables, and you know that there's nothing in there but the fat and the white flour and the drippings from the pan. This gravy, this sauce is actually going to help heal you. And when you use it in your meals, your taste buds are not going to believe that you're actually using a food that's functional, a food that's healing, and of course, your taste buds can be fooled. So let's show you how we do it. I like to use a sprouted whole grain flour. It has 3 times the energy of an unsprouted grain. My favorite is activated barley. Pure virgin coconut oil. This is the fat that burns fat. This is the fat that helps you lose weight. It's amazing. All you do is saute, finely chop some onion and garlic and saute it in coconut oil. I would use 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 3 cloves of garlic, and a whole onion. You're gonna saute this until the onions are very soft, and then you're gonna sprinkle 2 to 3 tablespoons of the germinated or sprouted grain, whole grain, so it contains all of the nutrients that your body needs. You'll sprinkle it over and you'll wait for it to brown. As it begins to brown and bubble and thicken, you take 2 cups of vegetable broth or water and you add that in and you simmer it for 5 to 10 minutes. After 5 to 10 minutes, you'll have the most delicious gravy that you've ever tasted. And once again, this is a gravy that's a functional food, a healing food that will lower cholesterol, boost your immunity, help you lose weight, and of course, give you those healing phytochemicals from the onions and the garlic that are just like the MSM that they sell you in pills to help control your joint pain. An amazing healing food that is delicious and healthy for your body. You know, a few other foods that are absolutely among my favorites, and they can be found in any store you go just about anywhere in the world, include simple things like tomatoes. Did you know this deep red color indicates the presence of a unique carotenoid called lycopene? And lycopene has been clinically proven to protect our body from prostate cancer. Chilies. Wow, what would food be without chilies? Do you know that inside of these chilies, that same heat factor that makes our forehead sweat and our nose run and maybe even makes us sweat a little bit, sometimes we hiccup or maybe our lips just burn, but that is capsaicin, and capsaicin could protect our body from heart attacks and stroke. Avocados are not only delicious, but they contain certain types of fibers that can detoxify our body in ways no other fiber can because of the unique way that those fibers are combined with oils. Those oils are also healthy for our body, protect our skin, and make our organs function better. One of my favorite recipes is taking a whole grain bread and toasting it lightly in the oven, then spreading a little bit of coconut oil on it instead of butter or margarine, adding a few slices of avocado and a little squeeze of garlic. And I'm telling you, this is a taste sensation that will absolutely please your taste buds and protect your body from a number of diseases. It will fill you up and also help you to become, again, a healthier person with a greater chance of living a long life. And what is more important than that? You know, one of the best ways to guarantee that you get healthy food into your diet is to keep a freezer stocked with frozen berries, like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, cranberries. Throw them into your smoothies. And a smoothie a day, you could add so many nutrients, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, anti-cancer compounds, things that protect your heart, your joints, your ligaments, and most importantly, they reduce the rate at which your body ages. One of the most common mistakes I think people make when trying to eat healthy is actually including too much soy. And one way they do it is by using soy milk. Now, I know that you're trying to do something good for your family, but I want you to consider some alternatives. Maybe rice milk, or my favorite, oat milk. Oat milk could be made with nothing more than oats and water, and perhaps a little bit of vanilla flavor, but that's all that is in that drink. It's much better for you because it's a whole grain. It could lower cholesterol and actually boost your immunity. So the next time you go to choose a milk alternative, consider oat milk, rice milk, or even hemp milk as opposed to soy, and you will make a better decision for yourself and for your family. One of the greatest challenges we face is eating those foods that are so traditional that we're afraid to change them, and that could include pasta and bread. If we're used to white bread and white pasta, sometimes it's difficult to change, but we really have to understand the amazing benefits and the flavors and taste sensations that can be had from the variety of whole grains available. Look at this, nothing more than white flour. It looks flavorless, it looks bland. Look at these varieties. If we want to, we could use a rice noodle. A rice noodle has an amazing texture, a very similar look to the white grain, but the whole grain white rice is gluten-free and has an amazing texture and flavor that just can't be found in white grain. Whole grain pasta is chewy and nutty tasting. The secret is cooking it properly. Let me tell you what I do. You add a teaspoon of salt, sea salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You cook the pasta until it's almost done, then you turn it off, cover it with the lid, and wait 2 minutes. During those 2 minutes, a magical transformation happens, and this pasta takes on the same texture that you're used to from this nutritionless white grain, and yet you are absolutely increasing the rate at which your body is receiving phytonutrients by adding it to a food that you're going to consume a large amount of. Because you consume so much pasta, it's one of the primary foods on your plate. Changing it from a food that will actually cause diabetes and obesity to a food that could increase energy and burn fat is a very important decision. So don't hesitate. Throw away your white grains and replace them with whole grains. It's the most important change that you could make in your kitchen. In today's world, gluten intolerance is an increasingly common problem. And because of that, food manufacturers have responded with a wide variety of tasty and healthy alternatives. In many sections, you could find foods made from corn, foods made from rice, and foods made from spelt, which are gluten-free foods, and they use them to make breads and pastas and crackers and other foods so that you could begin to incorporate a healthier diet and accomplish your nutritional goals.